Dad told me to move out for my brother. 1 week later, everything changed. Sarah stared at her father in disbelief. You can take the guest room, Dad said coldly, or move out. Her older brother, Daniel, had unexpectedly arrived with his wife after losing their apartment. Honestly, Daniel said with a grin, it'd be better if you're gone by tomorrow. Sarah looked at her mother, hoping she'd speak up. Instead, Mom lowered her eyes and stayed silent. The house had belonged to Sarah's late grandmother, and Sarah had been living there with her parents while saving for her own place. She paid part of the bills, bought groceries, and helped around the house. Yet, in one conversation, she was treated like she didn't matter. That night, she packed her things. I won't fight you, she said quietly. I hope this is worth it. Daniel laughed. Trust me, we'll be just fine. Sarah rented a small apartment across town and started rebuilding her life. A week later, her phone rang non-stop. First Dad. Then Mom. Then Daniel. She ignored every call until finally her mother left a voicemail. Please, come home. We need to talk. Curious, Sarah agreed. As soon as she walked into the living room, she found Daniel pacing back and forth. His face was pale. She's lying, he shouted at their mother. Mom, tell me she's lying. Sarah frowned. What's going on? Mom burst into tears. Dad sighed heavily before speaking. The house. What about it? Sarah asked. It was never ours. Silence filled the room. Dad looked ashamed. Your grandmother left the house to you in her will. Sarah blinked. What? We thought we could convince you to sign it over eventually, Mom admitted. We never told you because we didn't want any arguments. Daniel froze. So, we kicked out the actual owner. Dad nodded slowly. The lawyer called this morning. The probate process is complete. Legally, the house belongs to Sarah. Daniel's confident smile disappeared. No, that's impossible. Sarah reached into her bag and pulled out the envelope she'd received that morning. Inside was the official deed. She placed it on the table. I guess it wasn't impossible after all. No one spoke. Finally, Daniel looked at her. So, what happens now? Sarah smiled politely. The same thing you told me. She paused just long enough for everyone to remember his words. You can take the guest room. Daniel looked hopeful. Or move out. The room fell silent. This time, nobody laughed. Sarah walked through her home, finally realizing it had always been hers. Sometimes the people who underestimate you end up handing you the very reason they'll regret it.